Alright, let's see what happens. So we know if I'm able to stream. Ooh, bless me. Look at that tiny font. Whoa. Is there really no way to make that change? Let me look at the map first. Oh look, they're doing that Zodiac thing where it's like the time of the monkey or... What does this do? Okay, so that's what it is. Alright, I'm just gonna explore. I don't see the map option though. Oh, is that it? Oh, here it is. I haven't played in so long I forgot. Look at this. So tiny. What does that say? I'm gonna do this one. Let's go. New sword technique, alright. Also, happy holidays to anyone that might be celebrating it. I'm not a fan of celebrating the day as my ancestors were brutally murdered, but hey. Right around here. Go to the location and perform the... I forget how to do that. Well, let me see. Do I look it up? See, this is what happens when you don't play in a while. You forget all the movesets. Did I learn how to do that one already or no? Let's see, still water? Nope. Oh, I like that one. Look at that. See, the good thing about this game is that if it does really well, it'll show people, hey, there's a market for this sort of thing. And legitimately there is. So when you go and you look at like a lot of the Donquads and stuff, like those are really, really good. And in my opinion, they can actually compete against anime because they look really good. I think some of them use like Unreal Engine 5. The problem, in my opinion, with those Donquads is that some of those translations are like so bad. Like legitimately so bad that it just makes you not want to watch them. It's terrible. Like I honestly don't like how bad some of those yeah, I honestly don't like how bad some of those translations are, man, because like they definitely ruin the flow, you know? Alright, I'm trying to find that one and I just can't seem to find that quest. Alright, but it's a sword, right? So let me see if I can... So you got L2... Alright, what does my quest marker say? Insisting he needs a successor for his clan's legendary technique. Talk to him and find out if he truly possesses such skills. Go to this little location and perform the no-name sword daunting strike. I don't think I've done this one, have I? That's not gonna be it. Alright, since I can't seem to trigger this one, what I'm gonna do instead is... Where'd my UI go? Ugh, they turned it off on accident. Yeah, I think I may have turned it off on accident.
这剑法看着尚可，是什么功夫啊？
这套剑法没有名字，是我江叔教我的，我都叫
Oh, that's
它
what it was.
无名剑法。
无名剑法，名可名，非恒名。无名，万物之始也。嘿，你这剑法取名倒是弄巧若拙啊！
弄巧若拙？你想说的可是大巧若拙？
对，我只是故意出错，考验你一番。嘿，不错不错。
Give me your technique, bro.
有话就说，不盲从，我喜欢。好，看你自上口，我让我学学考你。不过我家绝学功法特殊，你得先去学朱门朱派。
Oh, come on now, really?
从武学融会贯通。
I want to start my own sect.
就从孤云的击举九剑开始吧。这武功虽叫击举九剑，但却是实实在在的剑法。乌云从算术中悟剑，剑招有千般演化。我便要你去学来这击举九剑，施展于我看，我才好继续教你下一步。
Nice.
你已经会了，那这会儿都来不及了。我是说，
算了，
好吧，好吧，只要你继续像今天这样在百草野行侠仗。
Nice. Alright, let me do this. Let me load up. Let's see this one. Yeah, this Brad, where's he going? Just walking through, it's just like, alright. Tiger Fort, huh? Dang. That's a bit too... Boom. Alright, now back to that quest I was gonna do. Where'd that quest go? I think I need it. The problem is I think I accidentally turned off the UI. Let me see if I can. I know there's an option for the UI. Where is it? I don't like not seeing the UI. I would expect it to be in display, but I don't see it here. There it is. Okay, perfect. Now I've got it showing like it should. Let's go this way. She's right around here. Sure,
道教
bro.
人想起16年前，老儿知你有元法在身，今儿个再送你一场造化，与你活食几只，去那树上取了蹊跷吧。
此人说什么疯话？不过那边确有些蹊跷。
What oddity though? There. This thing that I can think of. Okay. Is that the only one there? I think it is.
小后生，你那心得的蹊跷与我听听吧。
Okay, so I can get me a blade and get me the Infernal Twin Blades or the Infernal Umbrella. I've always liked, like, whenever I see Donghuas, like, the awesome people are just killing things with, like, umbrellas and stuff. But I also want to play a magic build. So I'm going to go with the Vernal Umbrella. Alright, that works.
好造化呀！天地有律，险而为赖，蹊跷运。
蹊跷，好怪的名字啊！
此物与我大用，若以后再助我寻得，小后生，我听你五音不协，却存应天之术，天运即降，当有变局。是福是祸，就要看你的造化啦。
神叨叨，换宝贝这事儿
Let's
先
go,
记
go,
上，
go.
去将军祠找红线再说。
I'm just going to keep exploring. Ah, horsey. I'm gonna go this way. How do I get off my horse again? See, I would expect to get off my horse, but I don't remember how. Let me look up the freaking controls. So annoying. to L2 and square. Okay. There we go. Deal with that first. Got you. Nice. Yeah, that's what I could have done. Alright, let me see if I can climb up here. If I have enough stamina, in theory I should be able to. Whether or not I can make it is a different issue. Oh, that's lame. Alright, let's do the quest then. Ooh. Double blade. Alright, that'll do it. Now then, let me go do that quest that I have to do. Ugh, lame. Hmm. Alright, let's do this one next. What does this do?
我兄弟几把军护梨树，把我山河去那路口，责赠命来。
I guess I could have had him. Get some. Get some. Get some. Second phase. Get some, fool. Boom. The big boy. This guy just won't go down. No, that's a puppet.
剧中的时刻已经到了。十年昏沉一幕中，不知哪
Kick this butt. He's not gonna give me a technique.
各仗肃静沙场时，灯下一舞古乐声。
Well, at least I got something out of it. Alright, this way I think I've done pretty much most of the minor quests around here. Next up is this one. My problem is I don't see like my health or anything. Did I mess up on the UI? Let me see. I feel so bad because my cats want to come inside. They're used to being inside. They don't like being outside. They're calling me. Telling me to open up. Oh, that's why it's in immersive mode. There we go. I gotta go to the left. So this way. Oh, there it is. Oh, yeah, there's a marker. I remember that in some like wuxia shows and stuff, you can see people like flying and stuff. I don't know if that'll happen here, but it'd be pretty cool if it did. Ooh.
又见面了，过来。
有人在叫我。
Is that kid here? What's he doing here?
又见面了，怎么样？七举九剑学得如何了？若是学会了，就赶紧施展看看吧。
So I only have daunting sword. Maybe I'm missing a skill for it. Alright, I'll come back to this guy. Because he's not what I was looking for anyway. Nice. Nope. Oh my god, a kitty cat! I love kitty cats. I own a lot of them. Look at all them kanji.
是你啊，严老头，你在这儿怎么动也不动？你疯病又犯了？
嗯，
浩儿，浩儿来看，爹爹这一招金玉点穴手，威不威风？
我不是你们家严君浩，你怎么把自己弄成这番怪样子啊？
浩儿怎的不肯认我？定是怨爹不教你这金玉手，爹爹现在就教你，好不好？
也是造孽。早知今日，何必当初抛家弃子？不能怪严婆婆不认你。可要是任由她定在这里不管，非得饿死不可。什么金玉手？
Nice.
你教教我，好让我给你解开穴道。
好孩子，你终于肯学了，我这就教你。
So, alright, so basically... Okay, so...
甚是聪明，一教便会，比浩儿还要伶俐。唉，孩儿啊，
你清醒些了。
Let's see, start the acting for special effects in combat.
好多年没人和我好好
Nice.
说话，
It's a really good game, I like it.
好多年了。君浩，我的儿，你到哪里去了呀？
You're gonna be new quest? Alright. Okay, so that's what it meant. Okay, so now on this one, I think Do I have any more? Yeah, I don't think I have any others to do except for like the main quest. So let's get this one done. The holiday's supposed to be tomorrow. Anyone having some good food at all? I recently bought me the Samsung 2 freestyle projector and I am loving it. I'm so happy with it. Am I even going the right way? This way. Reading this is real hard. So tiny. This guy won't accept my updated trick. Kitty, no, I need you to move, Kitty. Come on. Or you can sit next to me. Okay, yeah, so we're just gonna keep going this way. And then I'll be able to get to the main story mission. I'm excited for this game. If it does really well, it could give the incentive to release others in a similar genre.
喂，咋不打招呼就过我人呢？不好意思打扰了，请问？哎，扰都扰了，那就打呗。天拳神刀猛方旭，从不打无准备之人。那谁，握好你的兵器，来打！ 天权之下，来未来师弟。没过几年，我就把他打得哭着管我叫哥，这都开肉冻出来的，啥东西飞来飞去的？不对，咋回事？这是。
Beat him up. That's right. What you get? Trying to pick on me. Ooh, an insect user. Probably a villain. That's what he gets.
奇了怪了，刚才我咋没打过去？快去后面为你斧头钢的眼。
哎呀，奴家的孩子可怎么办才好啊？要不是娃娃生了病，得搞点钱。
乔仙。 你抬头看看，是我。
嗨，少东家，你早点出声，我眼睛都憋红了。
你都没成亲，哪来的娃？
来，要是我赢了，今年肉铺的分红，韩娘子就别找我要了。
Alright, let's go.
别和我们娘俩争了吧。快叫！这一次不易。
Boom. I win.
两斤肉骚就要输没了。
口江湖必备新手礼，哪一次用到拜师学艺？这么齐全的套盒，世上难找。
Alright, who else can I fight?
今日这最后一件宝贝，不是一件，是一套。有心闯荡江湖的诸位，可千万别错过。江湖行走，各项所需全部一次配齐。
我呀，
好，这位小女侠是个慧眼识货的。
Sounds too good to be true,
一次
man.
买卖全部到位。
What sort of scam is he running?
江湖不愁，此宝即为侠客行之良友套，一口价500文。
我500，我要。
你有500文吗？你就要？
哎，老大，我没有，但是老大你有，快抢宝啊！输了他就不卖了。
哎，不买不摸，不要不说，良友套一次，良友套2。
哟，我的祖奶奶呀，这么好的价啊！哎，给我
Sounds like
呀
a！fake.
江湖人谁不想要啊？啊！哎呀，早说呀！之前我凑一套花了几千文呢，谁凑过这家，此生后悔呀！
哎，这几个人谁呀？哎，他们和那个老金一伙的，昨天也来了。嘘，别管闲事儿。
你先等会儿，我刚赢了那个天权神刀，说好的彩头呢？
哎呀，原来是本界擂主，不愧是英雄少年。彩头在此，是老金在某处洞天中发掘所得。哎，今日抢宝也是最后一件了。这位小女，
那是多少？
都最后一件了，急什么？我看看，这都谁呀？哎，
Ooh, look at that rare beast egg. You've got a meditation robe, copper wire, herbal pill. Ooh la la. Discount coupon. Only 10 won off of like 1,000,000. Wow. Brutal. Alright. I kind of want the meditation robe. I'll take this one. Oh, I literally can't get anything.
奸商！请问这位前辈，哎，你不是广湖的商队的账房吗？
然也。吾专事账册
Nice, he's a numbers guy.
凭良之
He's
算
a nerd.
虽为一介书生，亦于数算之间，寻经世类者，乃砥砺身心之境。
也就是说，
妙哉妙哉！君洞察院夫君累来之。
Let's go.
开头，夫子布置作业画鹅蛋，经过大鹅追我，结果
吾愿以圣贤之道为鉴，夫君切磋小弟。
Two. Boom. Oh dang, he actually mentioned me once. Nice.
今日之折戟，是那学艺不精者，技不如人，无可辩驳。
I've already beat him up, so I'm good.
布置作业画鹅蛋，经过大鹅追我，结果书包作业全丢了，保证再也不捡鹅蛋了。
东挪西凑的画本，土鸡蛋充作真兽蛋，还真兽？这是神话吗？开封买地红票，满5万贯减10文。开封的屋子普通百姓买得起吗？买得起的谁稀罕你10文钱？出个破烂当彩头，趁机倒卖还骗小孩，老
Do
金
it.
是
I
不
can
是
beat you up.
这么不厚道？跟我上擂台比划比划。
什么骗小孩？
哎，没骗没骗。老金，我年轻时也有江湖梦，少侠行事稳健，老金是打心眼里高兴，自豪。这套盒连着彩头一起送了。这彩头虽然老金看不透，但内里乾坤绝不会少。
什么乾坤也没你肚子里的多，别假大方。我赢了，彩头现在就归我，拿来。要是假的，我定让你知道方旭是怎么趴下的。
Freaking old man trying to cheat me. Rude.
这东西取水火等，化天宫之用，多半是莫山道的。老金，溜得还挺快。欢迎下次再来。
Nice. Alright, let's see, win sense. What else you got? Oh, fancy. I can set fuel on fire now. Huh? Hmm. Ooh. Oh, it's so cute. Look at that. It's wearing clothes. Kawaii Neko. Alright, I'm gonna move on with the story.
开头，不止布置作业画。我的素具掉下去了，怎么办呢
997、999，救命！
我的素具掉下去了，怎么办呢？
哎呀！哎，你还好吧？你这是想求什么啊？磕了这么多个响头。
叩首千遍，神仙大侠，你终于恳求我武功了吗？书上明明说叩首千遍，怎么没有？
我这几年虽未出门，但从小就生活在这附近，从未听过这儿有什么。
该死的天涯客，那本假书居然敢骗我那么多钱！
这不就是我刚拿到的那本武林录吗？天涯客有2本，西行数百步，见将军祠，叩首千遍，其意自现。这种话也有人信？在地砖上刻上1000个响头，还不得要了命？不过旁边倒是有一处古怪。
Ooh. This is interesting.
这服饰似乎是燕北木。
Yeah, look at this place. There's a bunch of weapons here. Looks like I need to destroy this. Look at these guys just hiding out under the... Oh, that was pretty cool. I think I immobilized them. Nice. I don't know what those are for. Nice, this is pretty good. Ow. I know, right? Hey, dragon. It's been a while. Good. I bought me a new projector. It's really great. It got me the I originally thought I bought the wrong one because I wanted to get the Samsung Freestyle 2. It turns out I did buy the right one. Like, the quality looks really good. Like, after getting this projector, like, I don't really see myself like getting TVs, because like This one, it's good because like they sell a battery pack for it that when you plug it up to the battery pack, it's good for like 3 hours. Like you can take it anywhere outside. Like right now, like I have it pointed up to the ceiling. It looks great. But yeah, otherwise, like I'm doing good. You know, hope you're doing well. They're good. You will be happy to know that Mama Cat has been fixed. No more kitties from her. I just have to fix the rest of them. Ooh, lucky. Yeah, one by one. That's the plan. The only tricky part that I don't like is that so I found a good vet place in downtown. So like that's usually where I go to get my food and stuff because it's a lot easier. The problem that I have right now is that like the place has been open for like they opened it like right after I started working at Sony. So it's been open for about 4 months now. And there's been a delay with them getting like their vet done. So like I just got tired of waiting and I'm like, all right. And I've been going to like a different vet place. It's like on the way to downtown, but I don't like going there because it's like I have to walk like probably about like maybe 8 blocks or so before I can get to the part of downtown where I can take the taxis back home. Because like first there was like, oh, there's a plumbing issue, or they don't have the plumbing done yet, so that's why the vet isn't able to like set up shop. And for me, it's like some of these streets in TJ are like they're not streets that you'd want to be like walking on. Not just because of like they can be dangerous, but it's more so because like some of them are not good quality. So you'll have like maybe sections of the curb that are just missing, or they'll have holes in them. So usually you don't want to be walking around some of these streets very long unless you're in like the touristy areas. Those are usually pretty well kept. Boom! Nice. Well, I'm generally fine. This game is definitely fun, so I'm excited for it because what it does is, if it does really well, it can create the incentive for there to be more games of this genre. Because like I don't know if you know about it, but I would assume you may have heard of like anime and stuff out of Japan. And China has their own version of that. Yeah, so China has basically their own version of anime that's kind of called, I believe it's pronounced Donghua. Different like art style and stuff for some of them, but in my opinion, where'd he go? Yeah, no, like they have so like anime, well, I mean, depending on who you ask, like anything that's animated can be considered anime. But pretty much means like no, it has to be like from Japan. But basically, in China they have a similar thing called donghua, which is basically the same. It's like Chinese like cartoons or Chinese like animated shows, but they are designed in a way where it's like really realistic looking. But it's still all about like superpowers and stuff like that. And in my opinion, oh, cutscene.
住手！你个小贼，敢抢我龙虎寨的宝藏！识相的，还不赶快把你发现的东西都交出来！
But yeah, like, in my opinion, a lot of those shows are like really good. And the only thing that they're limited by is the fact that they have such terrible translations that sometimes they just don't make sense. Boom. Oh, I know what to do. Let me throw him into the... Let me throw him like near one of these barrels. Oh dang, he got stuck. He got stuck real good. Oh man. And like that's kind of the, in my opinion, that's kind of the reason why like it hasn't done really well. It's because that was easy. Like those shows are really good. In my opinion, they can really give anime like a run for their money in terms of like profit making. What holds them back is the fact that some of their translations like don't make any sense. But if a game like this does really well, I think it may create an incentive for those translation services to be improved. But with a game like this, like one of the challenges that I have had is just reading some of the dialogue because the font size is so tiny. Some of the sections are like just so tiny. Like for right now, like I haven't seen anything that's like, oh, anything that like maybe a bad translation or that doesn't make sense. But I'm just having fun with the game 'cause it's just so fun. Oh, there's a bow. Oh no, I got a bow. Alright, let me just bow a bunch of times. I don't really expect anything to happen. No way. Oh, look at that, nice. But yeah, other than that though, I'm doing really good at work. I've basically been able to do most of what most of the tasks that my manager has asked of me I've been able to do so far. So if I keep this up, I think the odds of me being hired on full time come January are going to be pretty good. Not a guarantee, obviously, but you know, at least the chances of me getting hired go up for sure. I did just finish like an accessibility audit, and I finished that one today. So I'm glad to be able to just work on stuff and be able to improve things in terms of accessibility. I mean, it's not where I would want to be, because ideally I would like to eventually transition to like focusing on making or having an impact on the accessibility of like games and however that would play out. but the fact that I can work on accessibility related projects right now is still pretty good. I will say though, I have a difference in opinion for the person that handled the documentation at my last full-time job. Because now that I've had to do the same thing, I'm like, okay, I can respect them for that, because it's definitely, documentation is not fancy. It's very important. It's just not fancy. Where's the exit? Oh, there it is. Okay, finally found my way out. Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I had to do a presentation on like what I've done, like within the past 3 months. And so like I had to do a presentation of what I've done for the past 3 months, and like I was watching a lot of the other apprentices in the program, and I learned that we actually had 3 apprentices from your neck of the woods. I think they said they were based out of Liverpool. So they were like the first apprentices from Europe that we had. So like my first question was like, all right, how's the public transportation in Liverpool? And they were like, yeah, it's pretty good. That was my thing. I was like, all right. Because obviously for me, like anywhere that I go to, like there has to be a public transport available, or otherwise I can't get anywhere. Like there's no question about that. Where am I? Oh boy. You're gonna want to murder someone. You know, like I'm real happy with where I'm at right now. It's great, you know. You get to work hard and try to save up some money, so that way if they don't hire me, then I'll have some money to find another full-time job. Because this one was hard to come by. Although I do kind of regret what happened. So I got into an accessibility program, which for me it was obvious I'd get in because of what I do, like in terms of like consulting and stuff. The program was set up so that they would get you certified. They would get you like an industry certification for accessibility, and then they'd help you with like job placement. So I got into the program July 9th, I think it was, when I got in. And like I had to tell them, you know what? No, I had to tell them, you know what? No, I can't apply because I just got into Sony, and they were like, Sony's a good thing to have on your resume. And they were like, hey, if it doesn't work out with them, you can come back to the program and reapply them, we'll get you in. And I was like, alright, got that set up. Which is good. Yeah, 'cause for me, like, that's the main thing, is just always having a backup plan. Yes, I forget. That's how you guys call it over there on your side of the pond, a CV. Part of me is excited for January, but then part of me is also like, I also don't want January to come.
开心了？
开心，好多东西啊，我可以当大小。这个路牌给老大，这个给我，这个给老大。
I mean, just look at this translation, man. It makes sense. Like, the only thing wrong with it is, at least for me, is the fact that they have the small font and then, like, there's no black background to it. So, like, on certain things, it just becomes hard to read. Although, I will say, I do kind of wish this was in Japanese. Because, like, they know how to do it, because just look at this little pop-up that came up. You got the black background on those little UI items. I know, and I'm like, God, it's so basic. And it's like, they know how to do it, because, like, on certain UI items, you can see that they do have, like, that black background. And I'm just like, ugh. I think it probably could just be an issue of, like, okay, they're not thinking about it. Because, like, now things are a little bit different. But generally, when you're learning about UX, they don't necessarily go into too much about accessibility or accessible design. I think, is this one still not done? I thought I already finished it. Alright, fine, I'll beat everyone up then. I've already beaten him up. I've beaten her up. I gotta beat this guy up again. Well, yeah, part of it I think is just the fact that they don't necessarily know, you know? Like, I know because of the fact that, like, as someone who lives with disabilities, like, I can't ignore it. It's just a way that things are for me. So my brain is just automatically programmed to think in terms of accessibility, because if I can't use a product, that's bad. But the same is not necessarily true for those that are designing these games. Oh, this little... I'm gonna beat you up now. But Sony is up for a few awards in the one of the awards or something that's about to happen. And I'm like, all right, let's go. Let's have Sony win. Yeah, I was looking at the Slack channel today, and they did mention like, oh yeah, we are nominated in a few categories for accessibility. I'm like, all right, go for it. Okay, I think I've beaten everyone. Why is that mission still not done? A weeping man catches your eye. Oh, I don't think I've beaten an elder. Alright.
大爷，
I haven't beaten him.
我不急。
I think he's like the last one. Dang, this old man can... This old man can... Oh, using Tai Chi. This game is fun, man. If only the text were bigger. How's the weather over there in your neck of the woods, Dragon? But I feel terrible beating up an old man. Equal opportunity, I guess. Oh, dang. Oh, that kick is good. Oh, okay. But yeah, I mean, I think after getting this projector, I don't think I'll ever go back to a TV. But I mean, one of the good things that I like is that Sony is really open about like accessibility. Like I was mentioning this in one of my other streams with someone else who was also visually impaired that found my channel, and like I mentioned in passing that like if it meant that the accessibility of games released on the Sony platform could be improved, I wouldn't mind Sony just basically owning everything. Because like, so when I was starting out, like before I learned about how Sony operated, like I had an idea of like, oh, maybe this is how they do it, right? But working there, being able to network with different people across the company in terms of accessibility, you start learning, okay, this is how they operate, this is how the screen reader operates, and this is why we can't do certain things because of X, Y, and Z, even though we want to. You know, and that's kind of okay. So the reason why some games work with the screen reader, or they do X, Y, and Z, or we have a standard. Whoa! The hell? This guy beat me. Okay, I'm gonna beat him up now. But yeah, so like the reason why we have some standards is because of the fact that you're all working off the same framework. So it's a lot easier to ship the changes to the platform. And you can't necessarily do that with other games because of the fact that it's like a different code base from my understanding. So it won't work like exactly as it would for like a platform like or a developer like Sucker Punch, for example, that is owned by Sony. Because like, and you see that with certain games, I think. Like a good example is, oh man, I'm fighting the wrong one. Oh yeah, I already beat her. I picked the fight with the wrong one. But yeah, back to what I was saying. So like with Ghost of Yote and the developer Sucker Punch, for example, they're owned by Sony. So the Ghost of Tsushima game is the only game that I have personally seen where if you turn on if you turn on the PS5's screen reader for Ghost of Tsushima, it will work natively with the game. It'll read the menus and everything. I have not seen that with any other game except that one, and I assume it has to do with the fact that it's a company owned by Sony. They were probably allowed to do something with the code to allow it to work with that function, whereas other developers don't have that same option, so they literally have to code their own screen reader, which is like an extra step. Alright, revenge time. He's not beating me this time.
Huh?
Oh, dang. Where'd you go, you little brat? Where are you? Whoa. Where the hell does it go? Whoa. Alright, I've got 1 point ahead of him. Alright, the main thing is to avoid getting stuck up in that whirlwind of his. Where'd he go? Dude just disappears, what the hell? Alright, 2 more hits. Ah, you little... Ah, dude. Okay, so that's what he does. He basically just throws you out. Ah, this little... Alright, I just gotta make sure I don't get caught then. Alright. Come here, I'm gonna beat you up. Third time's a freaking charm, I'm gonna beat you up.
Huh?
Look at this little dude. He just disappears, bro. Whoa. This guy's freaking insane. Ah, you little. Oh.
开坛宴是个啥呀？
I'm gonna beat him if it's the last thing I do. Alright, I'm gonna try one more time. I just gotta make sure I don't get grabbed by him, because otherwise he'll just throw you out. That's a cheap way to win.
一边去。
I got close though. I hit him 3 times.
会玩老鹰抓小鸡吗？
啊？
那就玩这个。你跟我爷爷打过吗？
Fucking crap. Whoops. Get some. Pretty
遇到什
cheap.
么都啊！你也太没文化了。
Alright, 2 hits. Alright. Make sure he doesn't hit me. Oh dang. He's got one up on me. Alright. Dang it! I almost had him. I lost by 1 point.
你人不错，以后我检查都跟你写了。
If he hadn't hit me, I would have beaten him.
哎，一边去！会玩老鹰抓小鸡吗？
啊？
那就玩这个。你跟我爷爷打过吗？
Alright, this is the last time I fight this kid.
遇到什么都喊啊！你也太没文化了。
This is pretty bad. Alright, whatever. Alright, I'm gonna move on to the story bit. So that one's gonna be like right around here somewhere. I've already sparred with all these guys though. Where's the story bit? Oh, here we go.
怎么样？我这身手不错吧？
大哥是练家
那是，我可是正经学过的。
哦，隐月山那边的大庄子是吧？我知道。
你这就是挖苦。
Have they made any improvements to the public transportation in your area,
把
Greg?
我饿死啊！
啊，见谅见谅，我家住的偏，这几年也不怎么出门，你知道这情况。
哎， 不出门也好，清河最近也多事。
Nice. One of those rural areas, huh? I would myself would love to live in one of those. The problem for me is that like I wouldn't be able to get around. Well, yeah, they do, but for me it's like so my personal ideal living space is I would love to live in a forest. Like absolutely give me a forest, right? Give me a forest with rivers running through it, a stream running through it. And I'd be happy if I never interacted with another human being ever again. My problem is I can't exactly do that because I would have no way to get around.
经过，大鹅追我。保证。
So like that would be like my ideal situation, like just live in a forest and not have to interact with anyone. I'd be happy. Oh no. That makes me so sad. Loading bus stops? What do you mean? Dang. This old guy's got moves. He's jumping around like Frogger, man. That's something that like we talked about at one of my accessibility meetups at work. That happened like during lunchtime and stuff. Is that like, you know, just the changes. Oh. That sounds like it would take some getting used to. I'm missing one. Where is it? Eugen. Where is this fellow? I've already got my butt beat by Gong, so I don't want to fight him anymore. There it is. Oh yeah, no, I can definitely see that being an issue for sure. Oh god, yeah, that used to be an issue in San Diego, but they've done a pretty good job of like cracking down on that. So like, I haven't seen like as many electric scooters. as before when they became like popular. Although I think that's probably mainly just because like nowadays they've become a lot more like affordable. Like I see people when I'm crossing back into Mexico, I will typically see people driving or just using those electric scooters to be able to beat the on-foot traffic and crossing into the border. And my thing here is like, you are a very brave person to be using those that type of scooter on these streets in Mexico, because like I said, some of these streets are missing. They're missing sections. They'll have holes all of a sudden now come up. They're uneven. So if anyone's gonna be like, I feel bad for anyone who's like legitimately in a wheelchair here, because some of these streets are just not kept up properly, and you're gonna be using one of those scooters on these streets without a helmet. You're playing a dangerous game of chicken.
非也非，胜败无常，你我何敢有交金之词？擂台之众人乃知，吾学非君可。
Very dangerous game of chicken. Yup.
开头，夫子布置作业画鹅蛋，经过，
这几个哪里是老弱妇孺？
结果书包作业全丢了，保证。
Yeah, no, that's definitely an issue. Like, that's one of the things that, like, I've heard a lot about Europe, is the fact that it's a lot of the areas in Europe are, it's not like in the US, where in the US everything is like car centric, car specific. Like, there are literal places like in the US where if you are unable to drive, you would literally be unable to get anywhere on your own because you'd have to have a car. And from what I've heard of like certain places in Europe, like that's not a thing. A lot of places are designed where it's like, okay, you can walk around and stuff, or there's like ample public transportation available in most places, as long as you're not out like in the rural areas, right? But in the US, it's a bit difficult. It's a bit different. You can be like in a like major metropolitan area, and it could still not have very good public transportation. Alright. Find Ruby to go home. Where is she? That's why I'm just like, ugh, man. Why don't they do things better? I swear, I have my projector pointed up to the ceiling right now, and it just looks so good. Yeah, no, change that needs to be done is definitely difficult. No, so like the way my setup works is that like technically my house is unfinished. So my house technically right now is about the size of a studio. So you have my bedroom where I usually stream from. On my bed, I have one of those like recliner beds. So I stream on that, and then I have the kitchen. I have the restroom, and then I have like a little laundry room, and like that's it for the house, because it was technically the original plans for the house were to finish building it, but because my grandparents decided to leave Mexico to raise and to adopt me and raise me, they never actually finished building the house. And like as I got older and I became an adult, I was like, all right, I had that American brainwashing, right? That thing of like, oh, I'm never gonna live in Mexico. Why would I bother putting money in it?
这你就不知道了。年年梨花时节。好了，别耽误人家做生意。想买的都买到了吧？
And
还想要别的什么呀？
my mom was always like, all right, you put money in the property.
买，广叔给你出钱，这点小钱你广叔还是有的。
好耶，谢谢广叔。广叔今年肯定财源广进，恭喜发
So
财。
my mom was like, all right, put money into the property. It's gonna be worth. It'll be an investment. So like I begrudgingly put in
你别老管着。
over 20 grand,
清河来了这么多人，
and
肯定有好多宝贝。
I like it.
我要
It's
是找到
good.
你
Like
的
it was a good
我
investment.
非常大方地
The
给
good
你
thing
看
now is just like, all right, save money while you're working so you can finish
我
out
们
the
商队的
property.
人都帮忙看着呢。
Although sometimes I do wish I did have a better setup because it's like, all right, like it is a bit limiting with what I have, but I get it done. I can stream and stuff. But yeah, no, like I remember the tactical paving. Those are definitely helpful. So it's definitely sad to hear that your friend can't benefit from that. So for me, my conditions will if I don't take care of myself because I do have glaucoma. Which reminds me, let me take my eye drop medicine for today. So like if I don't take my actual medicine, the glaucoma will take what's left of my eyesight. So like I have a habit of taking my So I have a habit of like taking my medication like every day. Although I will say the tricky part of being in Mexico is that yeah, no, me too. Like it's hereditary. I got it because of my mom. But for me, one of the tricky parts of being in Mexico is that yeah, much better. Yeah, the tricky part basically is that while yeah, cheers. I got my curly hair thanks to my mom and glaucoma. Yay. Alright, let's visit the general shrine first. Alright, let's do that. But yeah. Like I do try to take care of myself and stuff. But yeah, I know, like, definitely, I feel for your friend, man. Like, being able to navigate is so important, and it's terrible that they're not able to do so. Ask Beard Guang. Where's this guy right here.
少东家，你真是偷溜出来的。韩娘子还把你看得那么严？
哎，都好几年没离开神仙座。
Yeah, no, like it
再不出来换口
definitely
气快闷死
helps to have someone in your
不过别跟我
corner
含一
just,
说，
you
不
know,
然他
looking
肯定要
out
发
for you
飙。
for sure.
3年前江大侠
Like for me, it's easy to lose track of that because like I live alone
你别怪他，
right
江
now,
湖
like in
离咱们还是
Mexico.
太远了。今年也
And
一样。
so like my
没打
dad's
听到
always
江大
coming
侠的
around
消
like,
息
hey, you know, how are you doing? Because
对
like
不住了啊！
something that happens
江
here
大
to
侠
me,
这
like
书闲话
like
给你吧
it's difficult
已
to
经打
know,
听
you
了一
know.
圈没人懂这书里文字的意思。
But the good thing is
你随便逛逛。
you have the holiday
看
that's
看画
coming up. So I'll be able to stream a lot more. Like I hardly stream now. Like, and if I do, it's like during the weekends. Like, I'm not usually up at this hour. Like the only reason why I'm up right now, and it's midnight, is because I have the next like 4 days off because of the holiday. Because usually I leave work at 6, I get home at 8, I go to bed at 9, and then I have to be up by 3 to get ready to go to work. So, yeah, Thanksgiving. The day my ancestors were slaughtered. Well, actually, not my ancestors, but because my ancestors were south of the border. They were attacked by the Spaniards.
怎么样？
I know. I'm just like,
大哥是练家子，
because yeah, like I'm Native American on both sides of my family.
知道。
Although not
这两天啊
technically, well, I mean technically,
清河最近也多事。
my tribe is recognized in at least one state, so technically I am Native American. Yeah. So I am curious though, like how, like what's the perspective of us becoming free? Like how is that taught in your neck of the woods? Because I would assume that they probably cover that in like world history or something. I'm curious how they paint that from like a historical perspective. If we're like referenced as like treasonous subjects or something. Time limit. What's time limit? Industrial Revolution. When old street urchins had to clean chimneys and stuff. Yeah, no, that's the thing. Cause I'm like, I remember hearing a lot of people were like, certain people were like mad that like people from like India are like moving there to like the UK and stuff and Britain and other parts, and I'm over here and I'm like, but bro, like a lot of those countries were colonized by the British. Like, why the hell are you mad now that they're coming home? And I'm like, Britain colonized various different countries and areas, and now some of them are like upset that people are coming back home to where their roots are. And I'm just like, wow, rude. Mm-hmm. And I think it's like that with anything when it comes to like right-wing ecosystems. You always have people who either want to ignore the reality because it doesn't fit their narrative, or they're either just too dumb to actually understand like the reason why things is happening, like the history behind it. I will say though, my cats they stay outside now, but they are always trying to get me to let them back in, because I don't think they like being outside. Like, they like being outside during the day, but I don't think they like being outside at night, because it gets real cold here. It gets like 13 well, right now, because it is like winter time, it does get like 13 degrees cold. Yeah, no, it's definitely a problem. Yeah, no, I remember hearing about like Brexit back when it was first starting, and I thought it was really good. Ooh, look. This is nice. What's this? Yep. Yeah, no, and that's always like the way to do it. You know, is improve your processes. Like, you could have a strict method of letting people into your country and still keep things safe, you know. Yeah, no. And that's the thing. People just don't want to get up with the times. Because you have a different setup in the US where it's like you don't have enough immigration judges to make the legal process of immigration faster, more efficient. So that incentivizes people to come in illegally because it's obviously faster. And then people on the right complain, oh, we have so many issues with illegal immigrants. And I'm like, that's because you don't want to freaking fix the problem. Because you know that if you fix the problem, you probably won't win any more elections and you'll never get back to ruining the country.
床。
One of my cats is ready to come outside now. They want to come inside.
天涯咫尺，
Ooh,
天大
nice.
地大，睡觉最大。
A new area. That helps. Alright. I think this is about a good enough spot to kind of take a break. Nice. Yeah, no. I listen to a lot of LBC specifically. Ah, darn. I'm drawing a blank on his name right now, but I haven't listened to him recently. What's James O'Brien? I think it is. And he has a lot of he has like a lot of good takes on when he talks about people who British people who are like, okay, I don't want like brown people near me, and I'm just like, well, that was weird, and I'm just like, okay, you know, this I like the interview that he did with like Bernie Sanders, and I'm like, and he like really. Like, he'll ask, like, some of the most, like, basic questions, and, like, some of the callers are just, like, lost. Exactly. And I'm just like, it's not hard what he does, but, like, the patience that he has is, oh, this looks nice, look at that. Look at all those kites. But yeah, like, he has a way of approaching people where he's like, he'll just he doesn't like always outright accuse people unless you're being like a legit twat of like racism or anything like that. Yes, exactly. Because the tricky part with that is you don't want to like outright accuse them of stuff, but if you like use their own words against them, they're more likely to like maybe potentially realize it. It's the ones that he argues with that like literally double down. It's the ones that he argues with that double down that you're like, okay, this person is like too far gone, and like maybe someone needs to keep an eye on them to make sure they don't like hurt anyone, because like their views are like exceedingly dangerous.
哎，少东家，你回来了！前面好像来了个斗隐的，可热闹了。少东家，要不也去看看？
I love the interview that he did with Bernie Sanders. It was great. I was like, Bernie, my dear Bernie. He would have won if our process of electing presidents wasn't freaking corrupt. Okay. How long has it been? It's been, almost 3 hours.
10两银子。卖协力可别输了呢，胡老官。
Okay, at this point... Yeah, no, I've seen some of that thanks to the great James O'Brien. God, all them crazy Trump supporters, and I'm like, the heck? Why would they support? You're like, oh, he's a great businessman, and it's like, dude, he bankrupted 4 freaking casinos, and they're like, oh, he's a multi-billionaire. I have not, but I will take a look for sure. The ones that get me are the ones. One sec. The ones that get me are the ones where it's like, oh, he's, where he's like, oh, Trump is a great businessman. I'm like, you're a great businessman, bankrupted 4 casinos. Like, I've never run a casino. Like, I run my own small business. But if I ran a casino, I'm pretty sure I can avoid bankrupting it. Because, like, literally everything is rigged against you in a casino. And he still lost. And I'm just like, it's not that hard to avoid bankruptcy, bro. But to bankrupt 4 casinos when the whole purpose of a casino is to literally steal your money because everything is rigged against you is crazy. And it's like, oh, he makes X amount of money. He's really good at business. I'm like, no. He literally was born with a silver spoon in his and people's mouth. You know, some people are just born that way. They're born into wealth and money, and people assume, oh, they're smart or they're good at business because of that. And it's like, no. They were just fortunate enough to be born into money. That doesn't mean they're smart or that they know what they're doing or that they're experts. Yep. And he's like, oh yeah, I repaid it or whatever. And it's like, yeah, you had money. That's why, like, I kind of like the fact that I didn't grow up with like too much money. I grew up like poor. And I just think that gave me like a better work ethic because I'm just like, all right, I don't need to make like bajillions of dollars. I just need to know how to manage my money and have enough to where I can save a little bit, put some away, and I'll be fine. Okay, so I gotta turn around. I gotta turn this way. Oh, look at this. This is pretty. Look at this. This is nice. Yeah, no, like, I hoard all my money, man. Like, I will legitimately just hoard it all. That's great. Like, I will spend on what I need to, but for the most part, like, if I don't need to buy anything, I just don't. I will generally treat myself to certain things, like my projector that cost me like $500. But still, I got it cheaper. It would be more expensive to buy it in the US than in Mexico, but For things like that, like I budget for it. I save up a little bit here and there, but I always make sure I have enough left over to put away. But you're right. People just don't know how to budget money. I wonder. Man, I was gonna blow some of these up.
往右边一点儿。哎，对了，就放在那儿。
周叔，这么早就搭棚呢？
今年醉仙院来的人太多，现在赶快把棚搭上，省得日头上来人挤人。哎，说起来，红线呢？他又拉着你跑出去了？
瞒不过周叔，是广胡子的商队，他们等会儿一起回来。
哦，今年又是广胡子来啊
？Well, I'm probably about to go to bed right now.
没有，
Once I finish this cutscene, because
就看看。
it's been about 2.5 hours, and I don't want to. Even though I do have like the next 4 days off, I don't want to make it a habit of staying up this late because then it'll mess up my sleep schedule.
赶紧回吧。这回的开坛宴，韩娘子重视的
Let's see. If I remember correctly, I think this game auto saves.
不得松懈啊！
Where's the way to exit? Ah, nice. It's always good to have work. But yeah, I will wrap up here. Thanks for hanging out, Dragon. I will see you whenever I see you next, which is at this point is probably only going to be like on the weekends because I'm not usually up at this hour. I'm usually asleep at this hour. But yeah, I will see you. Have a good day at work, Dragon. Just figure out how to where's the exit button again? I forgot where it's at. Oh, there it is down there. Alright. Have a good day, Dragon. I'm off.